السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Hello my dear students في القرية الحجازية National Schools Secondary Stage Traveler 4.
3B Reading. A. Discuss. Have you ever heard of high-tech dining? You know, the verb dine means to eat your food. High-tech is short for high technology. That's eating your food using high technology. What do you think it is? Well, I think it is about people ordering their food using smart technology and be able to know the nutrition value, the health benefits, and the food they are eating or they ordered. In what ways do you think technology could change the way we dine out? Dine is to eat your food. Dine out is to eat inside restaurants in the future. How can technology change that? We probably won't need a waiter anymore. A waiter is someone who serves you food and drinks in restaurants. We will use smart technology, smart devices to order food, and the order will go directly to the kitchen. No need for waiters, which means we can start eating sooner. We don't have to wait for too long. B. Read the text quickly without paying any attention. Don't pay attention means ignore. Just forget about these missing sentences and answer the question below. Before we answer the question and read the question, let's read. The high-tech adventures of a traveling food writer. This man, Bob Briscoe, is a traveling food writer. That means he travels to different countries. He tries the food in these countries and then he writes about them in newspapers or magazine. On a recent trip to London that happened not long time ago, I decided to visit some exciting new restaurants that are using technology to change the way people dine out. My first stop, the first restaurant I visited, was at an Italian restaurant in the city center. The manager, the one who is in charge of the restaurant, must have noticed my confusion. When you are confused, you don't know what to do. I was confused because he came up to me and explained. He showed me how I could swipe my card. I had a card that I could swipe. When you swipe, you insert your card inside a card reader and then you move it up or down. That's swiping. At any of the food and drink stations, they had a station just for pasta and another one for pizza. So if I wanted pizza, I go to the pizza station and I swipe my card, and the card would record my order automatically, register my order. No waiters necessary. I made my selection. I chose my food. When you select, you choose, and then handed my card. I gave my card to the cashier. My pasta was absolutely delicious, tasty, but I must say, I didn't enjoy having to carry my food up 2 flights of stairs. What are flights of stairs? This is one flight, and here's another flight. So these are 2 flights of stairs, and this is called the landing. When we arrived, I was surprised to find out that there were no paper menus. Instead, as a substitute, the menus were beamed onto the touchscreen surface of the table. This is the surface of the table, the tabletop, the top part of the table, and the menus were beamed using projectors on the surface. All we had to do was tap on our choices. When you tap, you use your fingers to strike lightly, like when you touch with your fingertip. On our choices, the things we wanted, with our fingers, and wait for the waiters to bring us our meal. We had so much fun playing games that we hardly touched our food. We were so busy playing games that we almost didn't want to eat our food when it arrived. We really should have told the waiter to give us takeaways instead. We should have told means it was a smart thing to do in the past, but we didn't do it. We should have told the waiter to give us takeaways. Takeaway is when you take your food home. You don't eat it in the restaurant. Another restaurant that I visited in London was an Indian restaurant. This restaurant also had touchscreen tabletops. Tabletop is the same as the surface of the table. The same thing. Tabletops. One word. Tabletops. As well as also another very interesting feature. Another cool thing that they had. It was a webcam, a camera, which allowed me to see the cooks preparing and cooking the food in the kitchen. I really enjoyed the evening, but I shouldn't have ordered the extra spicy curry. I shouldn't have is the opposite of should have. That means it was a stupid thing to do in the past. But I did it, and I can't change the past. I ordered extra spicy. It was very hot. Curry is a spice that Indians use in their cooking. It was too hot for me. On my last day in London, I decided to get some tapas. Tapas is a Spanish food. It's lots of small snacks, some with tomatoes, others with fish or meat, and you eat them standing up. From a Spanish takeaway near my hotel. I had heard that the owners had installed. The owners, the people who opened the restaurant. They put webcams, cameras at the restaurant to allow their customers. Customers are people who go and eat in these restaurants. To view, to watch the long lunchtime queue online. Queue is a long line of people waiting to get somewhere or to order something. So instead of standing with these people, you can watch it online using your laptop from your hotel room. And then, when there are no more people standing in the line, you can go and order. While I packed my baggage, when you pack your baggage, pack means you put your clothes and everything inside the bags. Baggage means bags and suitcases. I kept an eye. Kept is the past of keep. I continued watching the queue and then raced. I moved quickly to the restaurant when the lunchtime rush was over. The rush, the people standing in line. Without that wonderful webcam, I could have missed. I could have means it was possible to happen, but it didn't happen. I could have missed my plane. I really can't wait for my next trip to London. High-tech dining is such fun. Now, what is the purpose of this article? Article is a piece of writing that you find in newspapers or magazines. What is the purpose? For what reason was this article written? Is it to encourage readers, to convince readers, to persuade readers, to visit some of London's famous sites, landmarks? No, not that. To inform, to give information to readers about a lot of different high-tech restaurants in London. Yes, Indian restaurant, Italian restaurant, Spanish restaurant, to inform readers about the quality of the food. No, the writer didn't talk about the quality of the food. He only talked about technology. To discourage. Discourage is the opposite of encourage. You don't want to convince. That's the opposite. Readers from visiting high-tech restaurants, That is also not the purpose. Now, 6 sentences have been removed. These are the 6 sentences. They have been taken away. Match the sentences with the gaps. There is one sentence which you do not need to use. It's extra. The touchscreen tabletop also allowed us to change virtual tablecloths and even play games. What's a tablecloth? This is a tablecloth. Virtual, it's on the screen. And even play games. Now, playing games is mentioned right here, so this sentence fits nicely here. Once I'd paid for my meal. Once means the minute. As soon as I had paid for my meal, I collected it, I took it, and made my way. I moved to the dining area on the 2nd floor. He carried his food up 2 flights of stairs, so this fits nicely here. On the next night, a friend of mine, one of my friends, recommended that we visit his favorite high-tech restaurant, and when we arrived, I was surprised. This fits here. When I walked into the restaurant, I was given a tray, I was given this, and a chip card, and this, but I had no idea what to do next. He was confused. This fits here. The manager came to him and he helped him. I was already familiar with high-tech dining, so I was not impressed. I was not amazed. Well, he was always amazed here, so this one is extra, which we will not use. After my meal, I used the touchscreen to surf the internet and to order a taxi to take me back to my hotel. That's here, and he really enjoyed the evening. This came in very handy, very useful for me. Watching the lunchtime queue online, that was very handy, very useful. Match the words highlighted with their meanings. What does selection mean? Choice. When you select, you choose. Choose is a verb, choice is a noun. Handed, gave. I handed the card, I gave the card. Tap on the screen, you strike lightly, like a soft touch. View, watch. You view the long queue online, you watch. Queue, a line of people. Baggage, the bags and suitcases that you take when you travel. I raced to the restaurant. I moved quickly. I ran. Went quickly.